And welcome everybody. Welcome to another episode of Typhoons TV. We're up to number 16. We're entering week 10. Whew! Can you believe we're in week 10? We are in week 10 of the fantasy football season. Next thing you know, we'll be doing Thanksgiving football. And you know what that means. Your fantasy playoffs is like right around the corner. And it pretty much, we, we, we're finishing up the fantasy side. And then, we kind of migrate over into the real playoffs. And then we go to the deep championship games. 4 teams left, and then the last two left, and then boom, it's over. But this year we have a little XFL. I believe they kick off like right after the Super Bowl, so we get to migrate into that, and I think there'll be some nationally televised games. So hopefully we can kind of see we get there. I might do a little, try my hand at fantasy in it, just to keep the clock turning, keep the wheels turning, just to keep the lull, anything to help, help the lull of the off season. That's all. Do a little baseball, fantasy, anything to help fill the void of no actual NFL football. Give me anything. Give me. Let's try. Just to keep my focus and keep my juices going, just to keep things moving, just to keep Typhoon's mind working going forward. Typhoons TV episode 16, like I said, subscribe, get on board now as we elevate and ramp up. I'm going to spend some money on the lab, on Typhoon Studios, upgrade a little bit. I've been talking with a lot of, a couple of business partners. We're going to start bringing in a lot more guests. So we're going to elevate. So get in on the ground floor now. As we wrap this thing up for 2020 going forward, we have some new things we want to try for fantasy football going forward. Hey, I'm not afraid to fail. Once again, it's the Fantasy Typhoon. Google or Bing in your search engines. Type in the Fantasy Typhoon. Hit enter. Boom. That's my whole page. That's how you follow me on Twitter. That's how you see my blueprint, my footprint on the fantasy world. Let's see. Today, I like to try to keep it positive. Let's lead off with a message. This one comes from Maya Angelou. Today's message for you guys is, nothing will work unless you do. That's in life, fantasy, everything. But I kind of like to take it, life. It's a life lesson. But I like to take these life lessons and kind of push them over into the fantasy realm. Nothing will work on your fantasy team unless you work on it. You're 1-5. Did you work on it? You got to work on it. Later on in the show, we'll go back and kind of see, everybody like, oh, value. You got value. But you really don't know what value is until now. Now picking up DJ Chark. What round? And I'm talking about redraft. Picking up DJ Chark, or in one of my dynasty leagues, when you get to the fourth round, we do 4 rounds, and once you get to the fourth round, you can start picking up vets. One guy picked up DJ Chark at the 4.11. Good deal. That was a good deal for free. In other words, you got a free asset where we like you to be in a two-way go. You can either, I kind of like DJ Chark going forward, kind of see what Foles does with him. I think Foles was more of a D.D. Westbrook, guy, and Minshew was more of a DJ Chark type guy. But I don't know. I think Foles threw a touchdown to DJ Chark. So I don't know. That's what we got here to see, to kind of, this is what you do. You kind of see your narrative, and then watch the game to see if any proof to it. If, it could be something like Typhoon, there's nothing to that. Fine. You need to birth an idea. Nothing works unless you do. So the idea is something I'm just working on. Just working on an idea. All right, now we'll watch the games from here on out with Foles and kind of see if there's any truth to that. If not, move on. If so, hey, you know what, Typhoon, you got something right there. That's all we're doing. That's all we're doing. Nothing works unless you do. By Maya Angelou. Let's see. Where I want to start at here tonight. Oh, let me give you a tip that I like to implement now that trading is about to be over with. Something for you to just kind of reflect on and kind of put in your toolbox. Now remember, these are recommendations. I call them rules, but they're really like recommendations because when you're about to break the rule, put it in your mind. Okay, this is something I need to be paying attention to. And if you're going to break, there are always certain outliers or extenuating circumstances that allows you to break the mold. All right, I understand the rule and I understand the recommendation is in place. I looked at it and I kind of covered all my bases. All right, I'm going to go outside the gray area and go outside the rule and make my decision. Fine. It's fine. As long as you know what you're doing, you're about to enter, uncharted waters, and so to keep your decision making, beneficial to yourself. That's why we have these rules. And here's one I would like to recommend to you. You can say, "Hey, Typhoon, that's great. Put it in your toolbox." Say, "Typhoon, you know what, man? You're an idiot, man. I'm not doing that." And fine. My job is to bring you the information. Your job to do whatever you want to with the information. Hold yourself accountable. Now here's one that for your trades. All right, let's say if you have a trade out, let's just say DJ Moore for Cortland Sutton. You are doing the deal. You have Cortland Sutton, which is on bye. I believe there is I think Denver's on bye. Cortland Sutton right now is on bye. Let's say you're doing a deal. Let's say you're giving Cortland Sutton and a 1 and 2 1s for Devontae Adams, right? It's just hypothetical here. Now, if I were you, I'd leave the trade out. Devontae Adams has the middle game. I call it the middle game because you have the 1 o'clock. I'm East Coast, so I'm going by East Coast. You got the 1 o'clock, the 4:20, the 4:15, 4:20, 4:25. Then you got your 8:20. So those are your 3 slots. And the middle slot is the 4:20-ish slot. Devontae Adams plays Carolina. And you are sending out the trade offer for Devontae Adams, which plays in the 4 o'clock slot. Cortland Sutton, you're giving up Cortland Sutton in 2 1s. I would say about 3:30, 4 o'clock, take that trade down. In other words, don't leave a trade up for a player that's about to play. Don't leave it up. Devontae Adams could come out, let's say, second quarter, boom, re-injures his toe. And the other guy on the other end could hit accept. Knowing that Devontae Adams was, let's use another player. I got Devontae Adams. Let's just use another player. Let's just say you got Cortland Sutton for DJ Moore in the same game. DJ Moore and Curtis Samuel. Right? Let's just say DJ Moore and Curtis Samuel are playing. DJ Moore takes an injury, and right at the following play, Curtis Samuel takes an injury. Right? Both are headed for IR. Right? You got Cortland Sutton in 2 1s up, live. He could just go yoink, take that trade, take your Cortland Sutton and your 2-1s. Now you have 2 players coming back to you that's deemed for IR. So don't leave trades up during game day. All trades need to come down during game day. Do not make any trades on game day. Unless the injury is already known and it's already out there and it's already been posted and it's already live on your social media. It's already been reported on Roller World. You know, you're getting your blurb on your phone. You're getting your alerts. All right. It's well known and documented that boom, 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 blank, blank, blank got injured. All right. Make a move. But I don't make any trades on game day. I wouldn't suggest. All trades come down on game day on every format, dynasty, keeper, redraft, whatever. Do not make any trades, offers up. Don't leave any offers up. Whether it's, now if it's coming to you, it's a different story. Leave it up. But as far as you initiating a trade offer to another league mate, take it down on game day. Because it's a dirty move. But it's your fault. You got to take responsibility. You can't go crying to the commission. Hey, he got hurt and you need to revoke this. No. Shouldn't have added up. It's a dirty move. It is a dirty move, but it's legal. It's a low down, dirty. I wouldn't do it. I'm not that desperate. I like to, I'm trying to beat you, but, I do have a little integrity to my butt whippings. But at the end of the day, there's some savages out there that will, DJ Moore goes down and Curtis Samuel both go down they're both being carted off with the air cast and going straight to the hospital. Yoink! They hit accept. They just got Cortland Sutton and 2-1s. Now they making moves. You're out. You got to clear up 2 IR spots. Yeah, I'm just saying, just watch yourself on leaving those trades up, especially when you're sending them out during game time. That's pretty much all I want to say on that. And look, I'll be brief on these, and I'm out. I'm in and out on this one. Week 16. Typhoons TV 16 should be pretty much a brief, quick one. But looking at you looking at Antonio Brown. Still, I in my opinion, still thinks the guy can come on the field right now and be the best wide receiver in the NFL. Absolutely, it's still there. He has the talents haven't diminished. But I mean, when you just sit back and just look at the whole thing, it's a shame that one of the best wide receivers in the league, we're being denied his services over a phone app. Dude had a flip phone, we will be fine. Can't you let that sink in? One of the best, and I know it's his fault. I'm not blaming fault. I'm just saying. Think of, you got the most talented wide receiver in the NFL right now can't play because of an app. Because of a phone app. No, because of a phone app. Now, I know it's him behind the phone app, activating the phone app, but just think if we didn't have a phone, if he had a flip phone, Antonio Brown would be out there running around scoring touchdowns for you, rocking and rolling this for some NFL team. It's just, wow, a phone app has this man sidelined. But anyway, we'll keep moving. Now, I'm a Zeke lover and I'm a Cowboys lover, but I got to call him out, man. Zeke, where you at, baby? Zeke, you get those open lanes and you get that one-on-one. You got a dead leg, something. Zeke, you gotta put that move and go to the house, baby. I'm seeing it time again. You're tackled right there in the open field, and it's just one man to beat. You're looking like Latavius Murray used to do. I knocked Latavius Murray for that. I would never have him on my roster for that simple fact that he would get to the second level and there's one man to beat. Zeke, come on, baby, you're scaring me here. I know you top dog. I know you're getting ready to turn. All right. Let me see. I just talked to Zeke. Y'all. What? Okay. Zeke, man, turn it on, baby. I got your Typhoon. All right. Well, that's it. He's getting ready to ball out is get ready to burn down Dalvin Cook. This on the late night game tomorrow. Oh, date and time stamp 7:54 p.m. November 9th, 2019. I'm in my Millennial Studios, Orlando, Florida studios. Just finished the Bama game, LSU. It was a pretty good game. Bama lost that one. You know, did Tua lose? Is it now? Who is it? Cincinnati Bengals are tanking. They got the number one spot, so they've already gave Andy Dalton the bench, so they're trying to Griffin guy out for a little bit, just to see what we got. If we got a backup, or if we got, what we got. Let's just label. We got to label him. Is what they're doing. They're going to put a label on him for the rest of the season. AJ Green, I don't know what's up with AJ Green. I don't know if his contract stipulations, he's not really going out there going hard, for a team that hasn't won a game. I mean, can you, man, the guy's human. How can you go out there and go hard, put it all on the line for a team that's pretty much just brought in a new quarterback, a young quarterback, and don't nobody know what to expect. So I don't blame him. Hey, man, my foot's still swole. I'm sitting this one out. I'll let y'all have it. Kind of like what Curry did. You knew that was coming. You knew, Stephon Curry, Step. Step wasn't playing. Come on now. You out there with no, I can't do this. I'm not playing with this. Not right now. I'll let y'all handle that. It's too much work. I'm out. Kind of like we told you what Big Ben was going to do. Big Ben sat back. You should have seen him go back and look at that press conference when he had with the New England Patriots. Look at that look on that shock, that dazed look on his face. Like, no, sir, buddy, I ain't getting ready to do this. I ain't going out like this. But, sometimes competitors are too competitive to where it gets to the point to where they don't, I'm out on this one. I'm going to rest up. Let's get ready for next season. But Zeke, man, you got to hit those home runs, bro. Some waiver wire pickups that I've been suggesting. Alan Lazard, if he's out there, kind of scoop him up. I just scooped up Brian Hill, running back. Edo Smith just went down. Don't know his future. Dynasty, I'm talking about Dynasty. They could easily say, you know what? Let's phase out Freeman. Let's throw Hill, let him start, kind of see what he got. Now, Hill can play now. Hill can catch. He's about 220. He's in the 220 range, 6'1", 220, 5'9", 6 feet, 220. Can catch, pass pro, can do it all, type of running back. So he's got the size to come in there and, all right, Freeman, matter of fact, don't even dress. Let's just see what we got. They're in that point. We're in that point of the year to where, some of these, like Le'Veon Bell, why keep throwing them out there? Pretty soon it's going to get to the point, all right, Bell, sit back. Tom Montgomery, we're going to throw you out there. Let's kind of see what you're in that. Let's see what we got. You're in that see what we got type of atmosphere in the NFL now. Looking at Bengals. All right, Dalton, sit on down. Let Griffin come up. Let's just see what we got. Now, a lot of Cam Newton and now is on IR. Now, has he played his last down in Carolina? That's the question. That's a rough one because you really look at it. He's about $20 million for a quarterback. Next year, quarterback's going up again. So we're at about 30, between 32 and 35 now. Next year, get more cap space. Quarterbacks go up another 4 or 5 million. You're coming at it almost 40 million. You got Cam for 20. Looking at this Allen guy, he's okay. Will he get me a bowl? I mean, he's doing enough good to where he's doing enough bad. You know? All right, if you're going to move on from Cam, I want me a guy in there that's a stud. Now, Allen's like Minshew, proven that they can come in off the bench and win you some games. Good. But do I want to franchise my court? That is the face of my franchise. I don't want Kyle Allen. I don't want Allen as the face of my franchise if I'm the Carolina Panthers. I just feel like I can do better there. I feel like he's, kind of like I tell you in your dynasty. I don't want that. I don't want that mediocre guy. Even though he's playing, he's starting, he's got a role. I want DK Metcalf. Give me that. I don't want a mediocre guy. All right, let's sit him on the bench. Let's hold him for a couple of years, and then his ceiling is, I can't. I'm not here. I'm not here for that. If you're either on my bench with anticipation that your ceiling is through the roof, and once you've proven otherwise, or you starting to show me that, okay, Typhoon, that's a fantasy, that's not happening, you got to go. There's no need for you. A lot of folks carry mediocre players, put them on that bench, and when they do get the time or when they do come in, they've already at their ceiling, which is, you're still not going to play them. Or maybe their ceiling is a bye week field, is what I'm saying. I'm not holding a guy on my bench that's a bye week field. Now I might pick him up off the wire, run him for 2 or 3 weeks as a bye week field, and then boom, he's off my roster. I'll take a fourth. You got to go. There's no role for you here, is what I'm trying to say. I see Kyle Allen as that type of guy that he's a bye week field. Now, what I mean by he's doing enough to hurt them. He's doing good enough to win games, and you're not going to franchise him. But at the same time, you would rather be losing to go ahead and get Tua or get that dude to just put in that work, out there for LSU. So he's kind of keeping you out of that sweepstakes, but at the same time, look, NFL teams don't tank. When y'all gonna learn this? NFL teams are trying to win. So when you look at the Miami Dolphins, those folks trying to win, but that's last. Look, if you want to hear about that, that's Typhoons TV 15. I'm not going back through that. But I'm keeping Cam for $20 million. Yeah. Now, if it gets back to the point where Cam isn't that guy, because if Cam isn't that guy that can do this, put it in the belly of Chris McCaffrey and pull it out and come out and run, I don't want him. Cam got to go. Let's trade Cam out, get us one. Let's send him over to the Bears. Bears could use him. Cam is a mediocre quarterback if he can't run. His superpowers is in the run. Lamar Jackson's superpowers is in the run. Once Lamar Jackson can't run, he's finished unless he develops. But as of today, if you take away Lamar Jackson's running ability, if they say, all right, as of right now, in the NFL, your quarterback can't run, Lamar Jackson's finished. Cam Newton's finished. Russell Wilson can still ball. So, yes, I'm keeping Cam if Cam can still down to go ahead and run, and put his body on the line. If not, if Cam wants to be that pocket passer, which he has his, choice, then I'm sending him out. I'm trading him I'm trading him to get up enough power to go get me one of these quarterbacks just from Bama or LSU that played tonight. That just played just a few minutes ago. I'll use Cam to go get one of those. So, Let me just get into this here, and we'll go ahead and phase out. Now, remember, in your dynasty leagues, in your keeper leagues, you're kind of like you're wearing two hats. You know, on one side of the rim, you're the GM. You're the one that goes out. You got to separate the two. The GM is the guy that goes out and pulls in the talent off the waiver wire. Okay, do we really need to pull this guy in? That's the GM. Remember, your GM is the one making that move. Don't do that from a coaching. Coaches, your coach, your GM and the coach on your keepers and dynasty teams. So don't intertwine the two. You make better decisions if you come from a GM side. All right, I'm looking for just talent. I'm looking for the best players. I'm looking for talent. There's a reason why I'm picking him up, and I want to sit him here for 2 years. I got a plan, right? So now when you come to the coaching side, the coaching job is setting the roster. Coach, that's what the coach's job is. Coach's job ain't, okay, God dog it, I need this and I need that. No, that's the GM's job. Coach's job is to sit back, look at the roster, find the best matchups, and to put the best at 1 o'clock on Sunday, put the best roster on the field to win. That's what the coach does. That's all the coach does. Coach has no input in on, all right, where we get tight end. No. Coach, look at the roster. Okay, let's say you got Gerald Everett, you got Irv Smith, and you got O.J. Howard. The GM brought those in. It's the coach's job to find which one of those is the best tight end to play. That's what the coach does. That's all the coach does. The GM is the one that maps out the plan, the 3-year plan, the 1-year plan. All right, are we? First, you got to sit down and figure out: am I a contender or a pretender? You know, that's a thin line. All right, let's just say you consider yourself a pretender. All right, now you start making moves for the future. You might start shipping this in and out, ship this in. Otherwise, you might not want to trade this guy. Go ahead and trade him out. Julio Jones, if I was a pretender, bye. I'm sending him off. I'm freeing him up. You know, they say this draft is stocked. So let's just go ahead and free them up. Just go ahead and give me the 1.1 for them now. I'm fine. You of course get a little bit more if you can, but if you get the 1.01 in dynasty keepers, take it and just keep on moving. Let's call it a day. Thank you, Julio. You know, do a thank you, Julio party. Have a little cookout at your house. Put on your Julio jersey. Have a little cookout for him. Send him off the roster. All right, man. I appreciate your services, Julio. I hope I find somebody else close to you. You know, but in other words, the GM, it's the GM, not the coaches. See, when you're in the coaches seat and you're trying to set your roster and you start trying to make trades just for that, that's when you start making those mistakes. The GM is the one that needs to make the trades according to your plan, your overall plan. Now, of course, you're going to have to abort certain scenarios here and there. All right, boom, all right, we're going to have to abort this. And this is not working out the way we want to hear. But in other words, you have a plan. You know, the GM has the plan. The coach, all he does is, all right, let's see, such and such is down. Let's see, they're number 2 against the run. I'm sorry, they're number 2 against the pass, number 3 against the pass. You know what? Let's throw O.J. Howard out there this week. That's what the coach does. So I just want to kind of give you an idea of the GM hat and the coach's hat. Don't let those two both make decisions for your fantasy team because you won't have a plan. You'll just be trading to be trading, and you'll be bringing in players, and they'll be going out just as fast, and you'll never have a chance to build a sustaining roster that smack folks in the mouth because you don't have a plan. You just reacting. You know, certain trade offers hit. All right, turn them down. Well, why are you turning it down? Why didn't you counter that? You're looking at your plan. No, that player that they're offering me or the player that's in question that I want to give up, I really don't want to give up right now. Or that's not enough for the plan that I have. He's valuable to my plan. Now, another player that might be very popular might not be valuable to your plan. All right, now you can kind of liquidate him, bring in a whole bunch of assets to help fuel your plan. Like for instance, like I said, in week one and two, I'm 0-4 because I'm talking about my Dynasty 48 league right now. I'm 0-4 because you play 2 games a week. So I lost the first 2 games. The first week, I'm like, all right, let's just throw everybody back out there again. Let's just kind of see what happens. Had Ben Roethlisberger as my quarterback and Jimmy Garoppolo as my backup. So first week, I throw Jimmy Garoppolo out there. I throw Big Ben out there against the Patriots. Big Ben is shut down. So I'm sitting there like, and I'm watching the press conference, and then I do the Typhoons TV, and I'm like, you need to be getting rid of Ben right now, because he's not going to play this year. He's going to have a fake injury, and it's going to come in. It's going to come out of nowhere, and he's just going to get invisibly hurt. It's going to be an invisible injury, and he's going to sit out for the rest of the season. He's not putting his career resume on the line for this team without AB, without Le'Veon Bell. He's not going to do it. He already sees the deficiency. He won't tell you, but that's exactly what he saw against the Patriots. Like, oh, snap, I'm not doing this. So what I did right after that game, I didn't really want to do it, but I took the GM here. This is the GM making decisions. I was like, okay, I looked at my plan for Kerryon Johnson. I liked him, but at some point in time, I was going to trade him. But it just ramped up my decision a little quicker. Traded out Kerryon Johnson. In other words, brought in Darren Waller, and because I didn't have a tight end, because I had Jordan Reed. I think Hunter Henry got hurt. I had Jordan Reed, Hunter Henry, and Hayden Hurst or something. So, in other words, I was stuck at tight end, and I was stuck at quarterback. So, went ahead and liquidated Kerryon Johnson's short story, got Deshaun Watson and Darren Waller, and boom, haven't lost one game since then. So, I didn't have to liquidate everybody. You don't have to make 20 trades to fix the problem. You just got to look at your roster, look at your GM plan for each player. You got a plan. You know what system they playing, whether it's a modified spread, whether it's a modified West Coast, whether it's the traditional West Coast, whether it's an HW personnel, whether it's a read option type system. Those are the only systems in the NFL. All teams play under a traditional process. All teams play under one of those headings. And they have a template, and pretty much that's why you can take Emmanuel Sanders from Denver, place him right over in the 49ers in San Francisco, and he keeps right on rolling and keeps right on balling for the simple fact that the systems are pretty much the same. The templates are the same. Now, as they grow from the template, the base is the same. And as they grow from the base, that's different terminology and stuff comes in, but it's pretty much the same stuff. You see what I'm saying? So once you label your guy, because the NFL has labeled him, then all right, let's go ahead and liquidate an asset. You don't have to liquidate everybody. Just liquidate one, fill 2 holes. That's why sometimes you see a 2-for-1. A 2-for-1 might not be bad for that team. Usually when you see a 2-for-1 go out, somebody's about to get screwed. The player that's usually given up to 2 players to get the 1 player, that's going to be the winner. Usually. But I looked at what I was the GM. I assessed the situation. Now, Watson been balling out. Now he's on bye, so I'll just go ahead and throw Garoppolo in there. No need to trade now. You know, it is what it is. We're right there on the cusp of the playoff. We haven't lost since week. Well, we lost one game since week 4, maybe 2. Remember, we played 2 a week. So what? 4? What? 3? What? 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. That's what 6 games. That's what 7 games. That's 14 games. We might have lost 2. We might be 12-2 within that span. Or maybe that might be 10 games. We might be 8-2 during that span. That's all I'm saying. All we did was liquidate one asset. So you just gotta be attentive. You gotta be on your game. You just gotta have that GM. First off, you gotta sit down. All you folks that are pretenders, sit back and go back and write a plan. All right. If you have Julio, put down what you want for Julio. Do a Cooper Kupp and a 1-on-1. In other words, when you trade out Julio, get you another stud wide receiver back, and then get you the gamble piece. Is what I recommend. Whenever I'm trading out a stud, I want another, maybe a lesser stud, and then give me some draft capital to go fishing with, so I can gamble. Because the draft capital is pretty much a gamble. Somebody, Cooper Kupp and a 1, a contender will give that for Julio, name cachet. I'll take Cooper Kupp and a 1 all day for Julio, even if I am contender. You see what I'm trying to say? You get that, let's say you got the wide receiver, Julio, you trade him out and get you another. I even do a Devontae Adams and a 1. I would come down I take a DJ Moore and a 1. I come down a couple of slots, still keep me a good, decent pedigree of a wide receiver, then get me a high-priced 1 where I can go shopping, and who knows, I might can make something pop. If not, then you know the value of that 1, because now you're playing with house money. Now you know the value of that 1. You take it. Now you know if you can give that player 6 months, give him 3 games or whatever before you need. All right, he's not gonna do it. Even if it's a short window you give him, I need to trade him out because I need to keep this piece alive. So while they still have good value, he's not showing that he's going to do what I really need him to do. Trade out quick. Or, you might, sit back and say, all right, well, we're wide receiver good. Team is pretty much good. Let's sit back and let it play a couple of games. So let's just you know what? Let's don't even pick. Let's double up. You see what I'm trying to say? Let your team, let your plans show your course of action going forward as a GM. All the coach does is set the roster. Coach shouldn't be making any decision because coach is the one that makes those rash decisions to where you make those quick trades thinking you're fixing something and you really didn't. When the coach makes a trade, that he's jacking up the whole plan. So right now, sit down if you're contender or pretender. If you're contender, hold off. Don't make a plan just yet until after the season over and kind of see where you finish. Then you kind of make a plan. All right, maybe I might move Julio. Nah, I'm gonna keep Julio give Julio one more run before I trade him. You're looking at your roster. I kind of need him to come back to try to make that run again next year. So that's all this is, man. Just want to go over some things with you right quick. Get in and out here. Fantasy Typhoon, Google or Bing the Fantasy Typhoon, hit enter, bam, that's my whole page. Follow me on Twitter. Make sure you get at me. I did have a question in the mailbag. Let me hit that right quick and I'm out. Let's see. I had a couple in there. Let me just address this one. What is Tony Pollard's worth if you're selling and you're not the Zeke owner? If you own Tony Pollard, you're pretty much picking them up off the wire, so that's free money. I always try to get a 2. What he says, I'm selling them for 2023. Is that reasonable? I think you can do better than that, my friend. I think you can get a little bit more than a 2023, even if you had to add a little something to it. To if you coming out of Pollard, and you need to do it, cut down veterans in August. Yeah, I wouldn't rush that trade. I would hold it because you never know. You never know what could happen this year. So he still could blow up. Let's say if something happened to Zeke and Pollard blows up right now, you probably could get a one. So I wouldn't do that trade until the offseason. See, this is a GM decision. You got to deal in for Pollard for a third. All right. Now you need to make a thing for Pollard, a plan for Pollard. You got to make a plan for each player. So the plan for Pollard is, I own Pollard, but I own Zeke. So you're not getting them from me. Not even next year. The next year after that. You see what I'm trying to say? So he's important to me. That's why I picked him up. Some players are important to me that are not important. Like to this guy, Pollard's not important to him. But as a Zeke owner, Pollard's everything to me. It would be, he's in my plan, don't trade. As long as I got Zeke. So when I trade, when I get a trade for Zeke, I might just go ahead and throw in Pollard with that to get even a little bit more capital. If I ever decide. If Zeke can't beat those guys in the open field on the second level, I'm trading Zeke. Yeah, I said it. But he's got to do better. He's got to give me more than that. But yeah, back to this. All right, if you're not a Zeke owner and you own Pollard, put down there, do not trade until the offseason. Or, right before the rookie draft, or hold if I can't get a 2. If you can't get a 2, then I will hold. If I'm a Zeke owner, I'm giving you a 2 for Pollard because it doesn't make sense for me to take a 2 and leave that stone unturned. For my leave without having my foot on the backfield. Because if Zeke goes down, Pollard comes right in. I'm still running Zeke. So it's like that freedom for me to go to sleep at night as a GM is invaluable. Yes, I give you a 2 all day, every day, twice on Sundays for that. Because like if I own, like I was saying earlier, if I owned what you call it, Cook, Dalvin Cook, boom, Alexander Madison, you gotta be on my squad. Now we just told you pick up Brian Hill, the Reggie, the backup guy, his backup, picked him up. In 2 weeks, come back and see me on Typhoons TV. What we at? On Typhoons TV number 18. We'll discuss that. Pick up Brian Hill. Pick up Reggie Bohannon or Bohannon or whatever his name is that's behind Christian McCaffrey. Pick those 2 up right now. Podcast 18, we'll have a discussion about it. But yeah, make sure you go through with your GM hat and label your players. Now, if you're a pretender, if you're a contender, just wait. And then abide by your plan during the off season. Now you know who to trade and kind of what you're looking for during the off season. It's a little bit easier to get the price that you want during the off season. It's kind of hard to get what you want during the season if your player isn't the one that's balling out. All right, Google a Bing, the Fantasy Typhoon, hit enter. That's my whole page. Typhoons TV number 16. Thank you for hanging out with me. You know the rules. Don't just win, dominate. We gone.